Hello everybody, I believe we are live. Welcome to the Finger Lakes Regional Airport. I am just setting up now. There is apparently a snowy owl here. I have not seen it myself, but I've heard that it's here, and there are a lot of people here for here, so it's a relative thing. Hi, Nomi. Welcome, and Happy New Year. So anyway, we're going to try to look at the snowy owl. Now, last week it was windy, and you know, we didn't fare so well because of the wind. We didn't fare as well as I would have liked. I'm going to make some adjustments this week. I'm changing the way I'm doing some things, so hopefully things will be a little bit better. No promises. I'm not going to give us quite as close a look as we did have last week, but I am hoping that the look will be a better, more stable one overall. So we'll see what happens. So hopefully we have sound. I don't know if we do or not. I know I'm starting a little early. I said I had predicted 12:45. And I still need a few minutes to actually start up everything. Let's see if we I know I'm starting a little early. I said quiet first. Okay, so I need a couple more minutes to get the tripod ready and get other stuff ready. Oh, very good. Thank you. Now, unfortunately, sound means you have to hear me. But anyway, I'll be with you all in a few moments. I just want to get a coat and get a tripod and hopefully get things set up so that we can hopefully have a decent look. It is actually windier today than it was last week, so things may be problematic, but we're going to do our best and hopefully have some good viewing. Again, it's actually relatively cold. I can't remember the actual temperature, but I believe it's going to be upper 20s today. I'll give you we can check the temperature later on when we get back to the car. I can't check it now. I haven't seen it yet, but I understand it's here.
Oh, okay. Somebody said it's in the on the runway?
I can't tell you. I don't know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope to see it myself, but that's what I'm here for. I did check Sable Road, by the way, everybody, and there was no owl there. And I haven't seen an owl there all season, and I suspect it just there hasn't been one there. Now maybe there's been one around elsewhere, or maybe it didn't go there this year, maybe it went to a different location. I can't tell you, I don't know. Still adjusting my tripod. I'm trying to get it comfortable if I can. Trying a different setup so I'm not used to it. There are quite a few Canada geese here, by the way, and you can hear them. They're in the cornfields all around. Shoot. All right. Okay, one or two more moments, please, if you'll bear with me. I think we're ready to go. Now there are people here, and I can see where they're looking, so I have a feeling the owl's not very close, and maybe I would have been better off with a more powerful scope than the one I'm using now. But I was concerned about wind and things like that, so thinking that the larger, more powerful scope may have been catching the wind that much more last week. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I have not seen the owl myself, but let's look in the distance from here. We're going to get closer, but looks like it's right there, judging by where people are looking. Some camera strap always flies all around when we don't need it to. Okay, let's get a little closer. We're not going to get like right up to it, of course. Last week it was much closer.
He's out there.
I see it. I do see it.
Wait.
I do see it. Thank you. Hello. Okay, let me try to steady things a little bit. What I need to do one of these days is put some sort of a mechanism to tie down this camera strap so it doesn't catch the wind so badly. Oops. Far away, but still a beauty. Beautiful owl. There were other people, but we're now pretty much by ourselves. And I think we might try to move, and you know what, we are going to move, and we're going to see if maybe we can use one of these buildings over here to shield us from the wind a little bit. So let me dial it back. As I said, you know, the Canada geese we've been hearing, I want to just show you. A lot of them in the fields around us. Not that easy to see, as you know, with the background of the harvested cornfield, but they're there. And now we're going to let's take a walk and see if we can get a little closer. Now I don't know this for certain, but I have not seen any eBird alerts about snowy owls, and I'm wondering if someone decided, okay, they're seen so often that maybe they're not going to be considering them rare anymore, so they might not be on the rare bird alerts. That's my suspicion. Either that, or else no one has bothered to report them here on eBird. What is that? Goose? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, we're gonna keep walking here. So we're gonna try to use the building as a little bit of a shield against the wind. Maybe that'll help us, maybe it won't. Yeah, I think it's helping already. Won't help completely, but it might help a little bit. Okay, let me make some adjustments here with my gloved hands, which are especially clumsy this way. So again, if you're just joining, we're looking at a snowy owl. We're here at the Finger Lakes Regional Airport. It's windy. Or I should say it's on the windier side. And we're just doing the best we can to see it. knock things down a little bit. Can't tell if it's too bright or not. We're not going to be here all that long, I think. You know, let's move again just a little bit. Yeah, that's better. That is much better. All right, give me a minute. Hold on. I hear a crow. More Canada geese are landing. We won't be here that long, I think. If it's just sitting there, we'll just watch it a bit and then we'll continue on. Anyway, I mentioned that I did go to Saybolt Road. I didn't see any owls there, and I'm yet to see one there this season. We saw them there, one there last year on a number of occasions, or last winter, I should say, but not so far this season. And I have to say, it's getting late, so it's not like, oh, we're looking a little early yet or anything like that. I would imagine that it would have been here by now. Another Canada goose flying just about over our heads just now. We just heard it. Maybe it was saying hello. Hi, goose. Check on you. I'm going to darken it just a little bit. So as I've hold on one second. More Canada geese overhead, flocks of them in formation. I've said before that, you know, my hope is to see snowy owls well, very well. This isn't bad, but you know, I'd like to see either some activity or or something, you know, or, you know, nice close-ups. Again, I wouldn't, this isn't bad, I'm not complaining, but it's not, you know, it's certainly not super close-ups. We were lucky last year, or last winter, when we saw that short-eared owl, you know, here at the airport. But the other really lucky time we were here was that one day when we saw 3 here at once. Three snowy owls, that is. The time we saw the short-eared owl, and I wasn't the one who spotted it, but that was the first and only time I've ever seen one. And unfortunately, it took off from where it had perched when I was walking. So I stopped again to. It's too late. I missed the flight activity that I would have loved to have recorded. For the most part, the snowy owls I have seen have been, you know, on the ground, not doing anything. And the first one I had ever seen was up, you know, closer to Wildlife Drive, actually, when we saw one in a tree. And that one was, you know, nothing that anyone told me about. I happened to see it. And I remember leaving Wildlife Drive. I had seen a white spot in a tree. What's that? Could it be a, you know, I don't know. I thought, even though gulls don't normally go in trees, I thought, could it be a gull or a pigeon or something? And took a look with binoculars, and I was shocked to see what I was seeing. I quickly exited Wildlife Drive, pulled over, and we had a nice look at it. And very shortly after, all of a sudden there were several cars there behind me, all looking at the owl. So without the other scope, which maybe I should have brought, I don't know, this is as close as we can get. We could walk further and get closer, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And I would have to say, using this building, which is to our left, as a shield is really helping quite a bit. Shield against the wind. So we're just going to be here a few more moments. Let me see if I can focus any better. As I've said before, it's birds like this, snowy owl, or rough-legged hawks, the hawks that we see during these colder months that make winter not so bad. They special opportunities in the winter we don't have the rest of the year. So, rather than completely dreading winter, I look forward to some of these opportunities, and it's been special these last couple years, 2 or 3 years, to have the opportunity to look at these owls and other birds. More Canada geese. You can hear them. Hello. Yes. Do you see it?
Yeah, we saw him from back
Oh,
there.
I saw you back at
Oh, yeah.
at Sable.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw him earlier, but we were parked down there.
Okay. Was it closer, or
No,
still
he was still by
there?
the sign over here. Yeah, in the same spot.
Can you get a good close look with that, or no?
I think a fairly good one. He's out there.
This is what I've got right here. I'm streaming this live, by the way,
Oh, are
just so
you?
you know. Mm-hmm.
You zoomed in good. And scope. I used to have a scope attached to this, but all manual settings.
Well, this is manual too, but you know, well, those are the sacrifices.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head back to the car, I think, since it's just hanging around there.
Sitting there quite a while. Someone just told us the gear falcon was hanging around here a little while ago.
I've never seen one.
Said he was flying around hunting the geese.
Really?
Yeah.
That I wouldn't mind seeing. So, like, just earlier,
Yeah, just a little while ago he said he was over there flying around.
it'd be interesting to see. Okay, thank you. We'll walk that way and take her. Pardon me? I'd love to see one. Love to see one, but that's a species I've never seen before. I have a feeling it's not around, but and is it big enough to hunt geese? I don't know much about them, to be honest with you. This is a large bird. That wind is not going to make things fun. Here on this side, I don't have any shield that I can use. So we'll look around a little bit, and then I think if I don't see anybody, we'll head right to the car. So I'm just going to look around with binoculars just a little bit, because he said a while ago, so I mean it may not be could be that the falcon is not around any longer. Well, while we're looking, you might as well look at some geese. That's the least I could do. It's easier to see quite a few geese out there in the grass. Well, let's head to the car. I think that's the sensible thing to do. Cut through here? No. I kind of doubt it. You know, hold on, let's rig for travel here a little bit better. That wind is something. I mean, it's not, we've had worse, but I mean, it's not fun. And I'm sure it's noisy for you. And it certainly feels cold. It's really, on a relative basis, it's mild. I mean, here it is. It's, January 2nd. So, I mean, it should be colder than maybe, well, I don't know if it should be colder than it is, but it's like upper 20s today. I'll need a few minutes once we're in the car, or at the car, to reconfigure things so we can travel. Number of crows are over there. Okay. Again, I'll need a few minutes before we can get underway. We're getting there. We're getting there. It says 35, but let's wait until we get rolling to see what the true temperature is. I have a feeling it's colder than that. If it is actually 35, that's higher than the predicted high for the day. So I'm really doubtful. Okay. Well, it would have been nice to see a falcon or maybe another owl, but that's not what happened, and well, that's how things are. Turn up the heat to warm up my frozen fingers. Lots of Canada geese here. Love the Canada geese. Love them. But let's make our way towards Montezuma, and we'll have a drive around there. We'll see if there's any activity. I did see some a mention of sandhill cranes there. And the comment was that, you know, it seems like the flock is diminishing, and I'm not doubtful of that, but I do wonder if it's just as much of, and it was from East Road. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just as much a matter of them being elsewhere. You may recall we didn't see any from East Road last week. But we saw them on route, along from Route 31, and there were, a fair number of them in a cornfield. Quite honestly, I didn't note how many they counted in that Eber alert. They may have seen more than we saw last week. I don't know. We saw not a huge number, but we saw a significant number of them. Relatively significant. Still says 35. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. It didn't, I have to say, I didn't feel that it was, very, very cold. And in fact, I had noted that it would be, in the upper 20s or lower 30s today here. see, by the way, various puddles around here and there, and they're, puddles of liquid water rather than frozen ice. And as you've seen, it's not like there's a lot of snow on the ground out everywhere. Oh, starlings to our left. Fairly good number of them, actually. For me, bird watching this week, it's been relatively quiet. Not all that much excitement. I will say this, though. My neighbors were kind enough to buy me a bird feeder, pre-made with suet and various seeds on it, and I put it up Saturday night, last Saturday, after dark, after I got home, and I was very pleased to see the following morning, birds had found it, and quite honestly, I don't normally have a feeder there for various reasons. I used to, but I don't generally. And, who was there? Well, tufted titmouse went to it, black-capped chickadees, and I think I've seen tufted titmice around before, but not usually like right there where I had the feeder. So that was a pleasant surprise to see that. I've seen chickadees, I see them often enough, not necessarily every day, but I see them. And there's also another species that I generally, in my lifetime, either have failed to notice or just haven't seen all that often. I've seen it only really on one occasion before. But, I was surprised to see that one of the species that found it was a red-breasted nuthatch. So, and it's been, it's gone there regularly during the week. Now this morning, I looked out at the feeder, and it was gone. So I have to imagine something happened. Maybe wind did something, or I don't know. But I didn't see it, and I didn't have time to go and look to see if it had. I think it fell apart or something. Although I thought it would have lasted longer before doing so. So I don't know what happened. I mean, there was some wind. I don't know how windy it was overnight. I know it was getting kind of windy there this morning. But anyway, it was nice to see the red-breasted nuthatch. Again, a species I've really, I think I had seen one once at Shockey Pool. I don't believe it was this year. I believe it was last year. And I remember it was like, I noted that it was like the first time I had ever really seen one. Or at least realized I was seeing one. Who knows, maybe I've seen the sapsucker before and not realized it. I don't know. How the nuthatch found it, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But I was certainly welcoming it. By the way, to our left, and I don't know what buildings or what, but there's the New York State or New York Chiropractic College. And I saw in one of the eBird reports that some cackling geese had been seen there amongst Canada geese. I've never been on the grounds there. I have seen in the past, that you could see from this road that there were quite a few Canada geese there. I've seen that over time, and sometimes also gulls. way up here, I did see some, and I didn't stop to pull over or anything. I did see various species of, I believe, ducks, or maybe they were coots in one location on Cayuga Lake. So if we happen to keep things running a little bit on the way back, I may close everything up here, but if we do that, there may be some things to see. I have not seen any snow geese. I didn't see any out on the lake. If they were around, I missed them. I didn't see any. So maybe this just hasn't been, for us, a good season to see snow geese. Not so far, anyway. And it's getting kind of late. I mean, it's January, and I think most would have passed through, in December. So unless things are really late for some reason, we may not be seeing them, at least on the trip south. Temperature actually went up a degree, so my thermometer, if it can be believed, is 36. To our left is a red-tailed hawk. Hi, Beebe. He's on a utility pole. See them right in this area very often, actually. So, not that I'm not always looking for them, but I know I often see them in that little stretch. Well, I said that things weren't, all that exciting in terms of my week of bird watching or looking for birds here and there, mostly, from home. I have to say, when the other day, you looked out, and between the bird feeder and just what I could see, I mean, it was nice, and it was just. I think I could see 2 red-tailed hawks at that time, and there was in the distance there was an eagle, and then at the feeder, between chickadees and tufted titmouse or 2, and the red-breasted nuthatch. I mean, it was just nice, maybe nothing all that surprising, but it was nice to see. And it just makes you think, for whatever reason, birds can really brighten a day. They can make things interesting. They give you something to search for, to even if you're just, marking things off of a list. Yes, I saw such and such today. I mean, just think it's all, all pretty special. I see to our right a red-tailed hawk. He's in a tree, and tough to see, but I saw what didn't look quite right in terms of the leaves or whatever, anything I've noticed before there. So sure enough, that spot turned out to be a hawk. last weekend? It may have been. You know, these days I have to be concerned about playing music because, you know, and I don't blame YouTube, but YouTube is really, you know, has to be careful about what's allowed, what's played and what's not, because the record labels don't want their songs given away for free. I understand. And I'm not trying to make any money off of it or anything, you know, when I do play music. So, but anyway, I received a notice from YouTube indicating that in some areas of the world, the video, one of the segments, could not be played because of a couple of songs, or one in particular. And okay, that's fine. But this was YouTube's fault, or at least I believe it was, because it was a song I never played. It was you know, it misidentified some of the music as a song I've never heard of before. And quite honestly, I found the song, you know, an actual instance of the song, and it's not something I would play anyways. It wasn't good. I can't even remember the name of the song. It had some odd name. But, you know, I actually, I don't know if I can expect to hear back, but I disputed it. I said, you know, I never even played this song. I'll let this vehicle behind me go ahead. So I don't know if, you know, if the various bodies of water around here are free of ice or not. I'm not, like, looking to our left where Shockey Pool is. It looks like there's ice on top of the water, and to our right where Mace Point is, I just want to look. Binoculars, and it's a lot of vegetation poking through, but it doesn't look like liquid water. It looks like at least a coating of ice. And you have to remember, you know, okay, so I'm concerned about ice. That's fine. Hold on. Oh, I just saw something in the air. But if, let's say, we had a couple warm days and everything melted, it doesn't mean that the birds are automatically back. I mean, they've moved on. Whatever it was, I don't see it now. Oh, I do see it now. Hold on. It's a bald eagle in the air in the distance. So that was, I would, you know, classify that as Mace Point, if anyone's wondering. I do see in the trees there at Mace Point, I see some pigeons. And to our left, things are kind of icy here. Not completely frozen over, but quite honestly, all you need is a coating of ice to spoil the party. To our left, I see some ducks on the water. Hold on one second. Oh, they are common mergansers by the looks of things. Hold on. Let's see if we can get a look at them. And hopefully the guide rail won't be in our way. It might be though. female common mergansers. Thought I saw a third one. Are there three or just two? And do I see another? Is that a male? Looks like a male there, farther away. So it's a male common merganser. Not a surprise to see them here. We've seen them here over the last couple years, fairly often actually, in these months. Not the best look we've ever had, but hey, we'll take it. His head is actually a dark green, a little bit iridescent as I recall, but it doesn't look like it in this light. The other two, the females, are nearing him. They're not too far from him now. And I think there may be some Canada geese there. Yes. In the shore. So we're near Mace Point. I don't know what this is. Actually, it's not really Mace Point. I mean, we're near it. I don't know what you want to call it. Trying to find the mergansers again, having a hard time. So we're going to move along right away. The first year that we were coming here, not last year, but the year before, when we were coming here, you know, in winter, we had such good luck seeing, you know, large numbers at times of common mergansers in these channels, and we saw eagle activity and things like that. So it was, you know, definitely worth our time and trouble to come up here. Especially since we were already nearby when looking for the snowy owls. I see a gull, I'm not sure what kind. I'm guessing it's a, I don't think it's a ring-billed, I think it's a, what's the other one that we see often? I can't remember now. Herring gull. Just move here just a little bit now to our left. Oh, there's a bald eagle. All right, we'll take a look at it. There's a lot of ice down below, but And this eagle's not very close, but we'll take a look. So while you're looking at the eagle, I'm going to look around with binoculars just a bit, see if there's anything down there in the water. And I don't see anything. Oh, another eagle in the air. Okay, out of view. Well, there's the eagle. I thought I may have seen a lighter spot on the trees there somewhere, but I don't know. We'll zoom in on the eagle again. I'll look for that spot again. I saw the spot. I don't believe it's anything. And we're going to move along very shortly because we're not seeing any other activity. This eagle is just seems to be hanging around there. Just checking one or two other things. Okay, let's, you know, this eagle, the way it's looking down, I wonder if it's looking for fish, in that there is some water below it without ice. Let me show you. I don't know if it's fishing, you know, if it's looking for fish, but I mean, there is water below, but you can see there's quite a bit of the area is still covered with, is that somebody? No, I don't think so. Quite a bit of it is covered with ice. So nobody there at the shore. Let's switch cameras and continue on. That gull is still there on the other side, by the way. And I've mentioned this in prior weeks, but over the last few years, you know, we've seen even into January, for instance, maybe February too. Here and there, might see a you know, a great blue heron. I haven't seen any this year, this season, I should say. You know, I expected to, you know, still see the maybe one or two individuals here and there, just in our travels, in, you know, spots where there might be some water, but I haven't seen one yet this time. Hold on, I see crows up ahead, but I saw something else fly across the road, and well, I'll show you the crows. They're up here, and there may be more than I realize. I suspect that I saw a small bird in here somewhere. It flew across the road and into the vegetation. Back down to 35 degrees. Come on, wire, cut it out. Okay, let's continue on. And there are some in the trees as well, to our left. I'm glad they're not on the road. I don't want to bother them. Things are pretty well coated with ice down there. Let me take a look with binoculars. And I don't see really anything. From a, you know, with the naked eye, you see things, and it looks like, oh, there might be birds down there on the water. Well, it's just vegetation poking through the ice. There is a car up in the observation area. Who knows? Maybe there are birds to see. I don't see anything. There is some, looks like some of the water down there is not frozen over or coated with ice. I do see some birds in the air. Hold on one second. Look like Canada geese in the distance. Take a quick look. I have a feeling there's not going to be much we're going to stay for, if anything. Let me just take a look with binoculars first. I don't see anything. Give you a look. Well, let's move over. So there's really nothing that I've seen bird-wise down there at ground level. Or at least nothing that stood out to me. So I'm going to take another quick look with binoculars, and if we don't see anything, we're moving right along. Okay, we're gonna leave. The road is kind of a muddy mess. Lots of potholes. I've never been here on East Road, shortly after a snowfall. I mean, I imagine they come and they plow it, but I don't know. Oh, I see I believe it's a red-tailed hawk. Hold on one second here. Looks like one, but I'm not positive. Let's take a look. I believe it is, but I don't know for certain. Seen them in this. We've seen them in this area before on a number of occasions. There it is. Look this way. We want to see you. Cutie. Just being beautiful. Okay, we're gonna move on. Some other birds just flew by, and over across the road, I should say, and into some trees to our, well, up ahead and to our right. I don't know what they are. There might be some. Oh, one of them just took off. Look like blue jays. At least one of them is blue jay. I believe they're all three of them blue jays. Sparrows of some sort. If I had to guess, they're house sparrows, but I don't know. Quite honestly, they were kind of close to a house, and I don't want to be looking right there and have people think I'm staring at them. So, just as a reminder, last week we saw sandhill cranes elsewhere. They weren't, viewable from East Road. And quite honestly, it makes sense. There's not all that much food down there. I mean, there's some, but maybe less this year than prior years. So I'm hoping that we'll see sandhill cranes somewhere. Is that an eagle by any chance? No. It's like a red-tailed hawk. Sorry, the heat from the car is not making things easy. So there's a red-tailed hawk there. There's some pigeons here. And we're going to continue. Let me set you down for a second, and I want to look around with binoculars just a bit. Oh, I just saw some swans. This is through the windshield, so it won't be a good look, but in the distance here, they were in flight. I don't see them now. Where'd they go? There were two of them. All right, let's continue just a bit. I may see them again, those two swans. I don't know. So there may have been a third one that we saw land. Let me just over here just a bit, and I want to look around this with my binoculars. So far, relatively quiet day, but I mean, we've seen some things, and I've enjoyed seeing what we have seen. Maybe not a lot of excitement, but we've seen some hawks, we've seen eagles, common mergansers. We saw those. Swans are in the air now. At least I believe they're swans. And I'm gonna pull. Oh well, that won't give you a good view. And there's not much room to pull over here. I don't see any sandhill cranes though. They're not that easy to see in this kind of lighting and these backgrounds here. Let's just kind of sort of pull over here. So those are there, and there were more in the air a moment ago. Oh, like over here, there are a couple more that are now out of view. So there's some activity back there a little ways. And I don't see anything else. Let's keep moving here. Oh, wow. Okay. To our right, now I see where there's a reasonable gathering of swans. Oh, and geese, and wow. Okay, there's... Let's just take a quick look here. We can't stay here long. Let's see if we can find a better viewing area. So that's the biggest concentration of activity we've seen all day, really. Let's see if we can find a better spot. I saw someone else pull in. I may be hearing Tundra swan calls, and I suspect that's what they are. And, you know, more geese here, and also a few more swans up ahead. I don't think we can pull in here because there's one car here, and it looks like there's room for one car only. But there are a few more swans here to our right. I'm guessing they're Tundra swans, but I don't know for certain. So unfortunately, we don't have very many good viewing areas. And what may have been the best one, although it might have been difficult for me anyway, has been taken. So as I'm driving here, though, I see in some of these areas they're covered with water as opposed to ice. So that can, that can draw some of the birds. It's not something that they could swim in. Or at least I don't believe so. I don't believe it's deep enough, but still it may be of interest to them. at the end of the tour last week, I showed you what I recorded on my way back from Montezuma to Ithaca, and it was just an enjoyable thing. Swans are really beautiful. Tundra swans, mute swans, trumpeter swans, doesn't matter. Let's let this car behind me pass me. And you know, well, let's go up a little further. Signal from here. Maybe that'll get this Honda that's, I think it was a Honda. Go. Okay, maybe they're not pulling out. I don't know. There you go. We're going to pull over up ahead. Oh, I don't know if we can. Shoot. You know what? Let's do this. I may regret this. Okay, I think we've got a spot from which to look. Maybe not be great, but we're gonna see what we can see. So I'm hearing Tundra Swan vocalizations. Oh, and I see a harrier also. We're along Route 31, by the way, if anyone's wondering. That was the harrier, and now it's going across the road, so I'm not going to be able to get it. So that was a northern harrier. Just make out that little yellow dot in front of the eye there. These are definitely Tundra swans. At least this one is. Can't get you any closer, sorry. Not with this scope. Oh, maybe I can get you closer. Jeez, just beautiful. I haven't noticed any ducks of any sort. You know, very often you might see some mallards or something like that, but I haven't seen any at all. We won't be here too much longer, but you know, it's nice to see this sort of activity here. Hold on, I've got to reposition everything here. Yes. Yes. This is a good place to rest. I mean, there's as it stands now, there's water there, and I believe this is a cornfield or some kind of agricultural field. I'm not sure if corn was grown in this very patch or not, but I think there is some something for them to eat. We're going to move along very shortly, but this has been nice to see. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Okay, let's move along. Hope we can get out of here safely. Saw a crow just now on the ground. So, some variety overall. Canada geese, tundra swans. We saw a northern harrier, American crow, red-tailed hawk, the pigeons. Not too bad. I'm not sure if these are called the mucklins or I don't, or the muck, the Savannah muck. I don't know. Might be. I just know it's along Route 31. Let's slow down here a little bit. Granted, it was a week ago, and it doesn't mean anything relative to today. We did see in this stretch here, last week we saw the sandhill cranes, but I haven't seen any sign of them yet today. We're going to keep going, I think. I don't see anybody. Might still be around, but it's not in the areas where we've checked so far. It's definitely getting late in the season for them. At least I think so. Hold on one second. Is that red-tailed hawk still where it was? Hold on. No. If and when everything is completely blanketed in snow up here, it wouldn't surprise me if the cranes would leave the area entirely. Have received some snow up here, and obviously you can see the remnants of it here and there. I'm guessing Ithaca received more. I believe my own area received even more than that. So we're gonna drive ahead, and it is getting kind of late. You know, in fact, it is late. Now that I think about it, we only have a few more minutes up here, and then I've got to drive back to Ithaca. And I don't think I'm going to keep things running for the drive back to Ithaca. I think I'll shut everything down. If I happen to see anything on my way back, I'll maybe stop and record it. And I'm thinking, you know, this is my thought process this time around, because on the way up I didn't see all that much. It's not like I saw a lot of excitement. Now, I may lose you up here. We had problems last week in this area very shortly, so we'll see. If that happens, we'll probably just shut down, and I'll drive back to Ithaca. I see a crow. Or two. This car behind me pass me. No sign of anybody. Up ahead pulling over. I don't know for certain, but I suspect they're bird watchers. They keep pulling over and then they just pull back. There's little or nothing to see here, so we're going to, I think we're going to close up shop. I think I might see some swans ahead. Yes, I do. Just 4 of them. I can't tell if they're trumpeter or tundra. Okay, let's close up shop here. And let's say we'll start up again around, I guess around 4. I'll try to get back to Ithaca maybe sooner if possible, but let's say 4 o'clock, everybody. Let me see if you received the message. Okay, so you're getting the message. All right. All right. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.